All right. So thank you for coming and welcome. Today, it's just a very quick one to go through some of the details. You're both aware of this, but other people who listen to the recording may not be. The Deakin team is mostly on the screen here. So we've got myself and Lihua, who are the academic leads. Lihua isn't here, she's currently on leave, but she'll be back for term 3. Chrissy, you can see there, who is the school liaison officer and who you all know. Sophie McDonald also contributes to the program, and introducing Chris. Chris is our project manager. You've been communicating with Chris through emails, so that's terrific. Also, Tracy, as you know, is part of the program at times to help with delivery as well. So the funding, as you know, is from the Invergary Foundation, so we acknowledge their contribution, and we're in a communication with them a lot, and they often come to the public launch because they really are quite passionate about this project. This is in the context of just generally in Australia, there being this decline in achievement in maths and science in particular, and that only 6% of girls study the subjects like physics and advanced mathematics compared to a high percentage of boys. So there is some work that we still need to do. And we're really pleased that the schools are on board to try to raise the profile of STEM as something that is fun for the girls to do, something that's possible, and something that they can look forward for themselves. So the vision of GALS is to provide role models for them to see the possibilities around STEM careers, STEM studies, what it looks like and what it means for someone to be interested and passionate about STEM, and for them to have fun with each other, and to really immerse themselves in a project that goes for a long period of time. They work with others, and in the process demystifying potential pathways towards STEM. Of course, the program has other effects for girls. It's not just about STEM careers and STEM building STEM capacities, but it also just raises the other possibilities for the girls. So I have heard girls saying, in Warrnambool, when they've come onto the campus, wow, I think I want to come to university. I think I want to be a teacher. These are things that they may not have thought about before. So that's quite exciting when you hear that type of response. So the aims is to improve girls' engagement with STEM, entrepreneurial thinking, and leadership, to develop their STEM capabilities by working closely with people and particularly women and young women who are in the STEM area, to equip teachers with STEM understandings from STEM professional learning, and that is through participation in the workshops and working with the girls, being exposed to different STEM career pathways, for example. We do have some materials that are available through our website, and understanding what those materials are is something that we try to do in the first workshop with the teachers by walking them through the content on there. And some of those materials are actually quite useful for the girls to engage with as well. Part of another aim is to really influence local culture and societal expectations. So it's not just about empowering girls, but it's also allowing the communities that the girls are in to actually see that girls can be STEM leaders, that girls can be excited about STEM, and that it's a possibility for them. And we do that through public displays where girls get up and talk, where they display their posters and those sort of things. And lastly, it's for us to, through the project and as we work with you, we are undertaking research to develop and enhance our understandings of how to do these types of outreach programs in a way that makes a difference. So some key takeaways for considering gender. Why do we do this? Like, why are we focusing on girls as a focus here? Recognizing that gender is not just a binary concept. It's not just about boys and girls anymore. Of course, we have different ways of thinking about gender. So I've used the GALS acronym here as an acronym. So gaining experience. So being a STEM leader means having something important to say. People who've been to the GALS public launch can see the girls getting up and having something important to say, and that really boosts their confidence. Appreciating the power of what it means to know, do, and be someone who's passionate about STEM. Also learning STEM awareness. So who does STEM, how the skills can be used and leveraged to solve problems. That's ultimately what we want the girls to learn through doing the projects. And then ultimately shifting the balance of women and girls in STEM professions going forward and within education. So some of the features of GALS and the possibilities. We've been running the program since 2019 and we are ramping things up a bit. So we're changing things a little bit. It's the same program, but we're introducing a GALS Academy and thinking about girls and teachers and schools as GALS alumni. So this is something exciting going forward. We are looking to potentially have a GALS conference this year or next year. We've had huge uptake of GALS this year in Geelong, and so we might be running a second GALS program in Geelong in term 4, which might mean a GALS conference won't really be something that we'll be able to do at the same time, but it's something that we can work towards for next year. So the main parts are that we have a series of workshops that teachers and students are involved in. We have a school liaison officer, who's Chrissy, who works with schools in between workshops to keep momentum going, to help the girls come up with their project ideas and to progress through the design process. We have a series of resources on our website, as I mentioned before. There's a public launch and a showcase that the girls share their work. And there can be media attention around that. We make it a very special event for everybody. And through the workshops and outside of the workshops, there's STEM mentoring that occurs. So we have our research students or STEM students from Deakin who engage with the girls. They may engage with STEM professionals through the workshops as well, and people from STEM industries, but also schools often bring in people that are relevant to the girls' projects. So these are some of the ideas from our website. We have problem cards. We use problem cards, and we'll go into this a little bit more in the workshop 1. But basically there's resources around each of these different problem cards. They come from different industries. They represent different problems that industry face. They're communicated in a way that's understandable for girls, for young people in between year 5 to year 8. And we use that as stimulating problem finding, not necessarily for girls to respond to a particular industry problem, but how could they sort of prompt their thinking to think of a problem that the girls are interested in, that's relevant for them in their lives, in their community, in their school. They align to different themes, and there's themes on the left there. So in terms of implementation, in Warrnambool last year, we had 4 schools, 7 groups. They were all primary schools. And so we used the town library to display their posters. But actually, since 2019, we've had 333 girls that have been through the program, which is pretty amazing. The value for girls, well, this is some data that we collected last year that I thought might be useful to share. So getting to talk with the group and working out each other's strengths is it really quite a common response from the girls. Being part of a team, learning about each other, learning about themselves. So I think the authentic problems that the girls work with, they engage with the different STEM ideas and disciplinary ways of thinking, practices, skills, etc. All together, and it just makes it more real for them. Okay, so Deakin's commitment. So we will be able to provide some funding, a little bit less this year, but enough funding to cover some CRT that you're attending. So that's good. And so it's up to the schools as to how you use that. So our role is to support you, to support the girls in their doing the projects. We can connect you with industry through the connections that we have and support you in accessing connections you might have. And we'll, as I say, provide some evaluation just to help feed back into the program. School and teacher commitment, it is a bit of a time commitment for teachers to both attend the workshops and to provide that within school support for girls.